this video, I'm going to be talking about the controversy that was Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce at the Super Bowl and if the Super Bowl was rigged or not. There's been a lot of opinions flying around. It sounded like a lot of it was perpetrated by right wing people. And as someone who would lean more right in my ideologies and perspective on life as opposed to left, I thought I would give my 2 cents on the situation because I've been hearing just a ton of stuff about how it was rigged and it's just setting up the right to fail or whatever. And so I thought I'd just read an article here that kind of breaks down what exactly the whole conspiracy is, or at least gives an idea of what it is. And it says, here's why conspiracy theories about Taylor Swift and the Super Bowl are spreading. It says, Taylor Swift has been one of the most dominant cultural figures of the past year between her billion-dollar Eras tour and accompanying film, a slew of Grammy nominations, and a high-profile romance with Kansas City Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce that's made her a fixture of the National Football League season. But Swift's popularity is being twisted into a threat by a contingent of far-right Donald Trump supporting conservatives who have started circulating conspiracy theories about the singer, the Super Bowl, and the 2024 election. During the Chiefs Conference Championship game against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, Mike Crispy, a pro-Trump podcast host on the right-wing Salem Media Group, posted a rant claiming the NFL had rigged the Chiefs' victory, all to spread Democrat propaganda, calling it now Kansas City wins, goes to Super Bowl. Swift comes out at the halftime show and endorses Joe Biden with Kelce at midfield. It's all been an op since day one, Crispy wrote on X. This will be the Chiefs' fourth Super Bowl appearance in the past 5 years. And so it's kind of tough to give an opinion on this because it's like you could say things and it could be right and it could be wrong. Obviously, I'm not a fortune teller, a miracle worker. I don't know the future. Could it be a conspiracy? Sure. Could it not be? Also sure. Honestly, I just don't see enough evidence, at least from what I've seen on the internet. Not that that really means necessarily anything. But I can't really choose a side here because, like I said, there's not really any evidence swaying me towards it being a conspiracy or a valid conspiracy as opposed to not. And so maybe they clarify later on in this article. I kind of doubt it, but we'll see. When the Chiefs pull off a win, speculation went wild, casting Swift's relationship with Kelce as a plot to tip the presidential contest in Biden's favor. I wonder who's going to win the Super Bowl next month, and I wonder if there's a major presidential endorsement coming from an artificially culturally propped up couple this fall. Former Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy, who has pushed debunked conspiracy theories about the January 6th insurrection, the 2020 election, and 9/11, wrote on X, the site formerly known as Twitter, on Monday. Unfounded claims about Swift's alleged role as the government plant have been swirling for some time. Last month, Fox News host Jesse Waters speculated that Swift might be a Pentagon psyop, an asset used for psychological operations. Is Swift a front for the covert political agenda, he asked. While noting that he had no evidence, he pointed to Swift's endorsement of Biden in 2020 and her recent encouragement that fans register to vote, which led to a surge in registrations. The Pentagon rejected Waters' claim. But the collision of the Super Bowl and the contentious presidential race have propelled the right-wing backlash to new heights. New York Times report this week that Biden's campaign is hoping Swift will endorse him again this year, added further fuel to the fire. Again, at least from the standpoint of it being getting somebody who is super popular to endorse a presidential candidate for them trying to get people to vote for them. I mean, obviously they can do what they want. If this is an actual ploy that they're trying to set up for some odd reason, then it would definitely be kind of twisted. But I mean, at the end of the day, people are people and they got to vote for who they vote for. I mean, if they're stupid in voting, they're stupid in voting. That's all there is to it. I mean, as the saying goes, you can't fix stupid. And if that is what it takes for people to endorse somebody is the opinion of somebody they look up to, I mean, it's already bad. It's already bad. Let's just say it how it is. I mean, the fact that so much of Americans nowadays, I mean, I'm sure you've seen the clips, like they can't even do just basic math in college. It's like, what in the world are they learning for 4 years if they can't even do 4 times 15? I mean, come on, guys. Like, what are we doing here? And so, from that standpoint, I guess it would be kind of scary because if people are just that brain dead nowadays, if they need to have somebody like somebody they look up to, like a Taylor Swift, then to in order to vote, then it would be, I guess, scary from the opposite side that if she endorses Biden, it would be kind of it would detract from the Republican race, as it were. But at the end of the day, I mean, whether stupid or not, people are going to make decisions based on something, and that we can't really have any control over. So, it says influential right wing figures, including Jack Posobiec, I'm not sure, who pushed the baseless Pizzagate conspiracy theory, and radio host Charlie Kirk have weighed in. Conservative cable outlets have dedicated multiple segments to Swift, with Fox News' Janine Pirro urging her, "Don't get involved in politics. We don't want to see you there." I mean, I definitely agree. I don't, whether it be for the right or the left, if it's something they're asked about in an interview, maybe sure, but I don't think they need to go out of their way to push their political ideologies and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, it just becomes too much at some point. Like, you just get bombarded from all directions with right bad, left bad, yada yada yada. I think at the end of the day, most people just want to either listen to that music or watch the game. And so from that standpoint, it just gets to be a little overbearing. So I definitely agree that you should just kind of keep the politics separate from that, and let the people who want to invest in the politics do that, and who don't. I mean, obviously, everybody should be at least a little bit involved in politics, obviously, just to kind of have a basic understanding of what's going on. But I mean, you shouldn't be like a front runner for an entire campaign when your main gig is being a world renowned singer. So I definitely think there could be a little bit of separation there for sure, but obviously she can do what she wants. Monetizing attention. The strategy of attacking a pop icon as well as the cultural institution like the NFL might seem counterproductive, given that both Swift and football are very popular across the political spectrum. However, the business of many figures in a very online Trump supporting world is capture and monetize attention, said Joanne Donovan, assistant professor of journalism and emerging media studies at Boston University, who studies online discourse. It's a play for engagement. If you look at interest in Taylor Swift and the crossover with the NFL, you want to be a part of those conversations online, Donovan said. Mentions of Swift on fringe right-wing internet sites like Trump's Truth Social have spiked in the last week, according to data from Apira Technologies, which tracks smaller platforms. It's not the first time Swift has been the target of conspiracy theories and right-wing ire. And so, yeah, I definitely understand that point of view, that obviously the more popular you get, you're just going to naturally have more conspiracy theories about you and things like that. Again, it would be nice to have some like documentation or proof that there was some setup in all of this for me to give a more concrete opinion on it, for me anyway, just because as somebody who has gone all in the past when I was younger, of course, on things without fully knowing or understanding the situation, I definitely like to see it from both sides, even if I do tend to lean more right in a lot of my views and things of that nature and values. I still would like to get the entire picture before I make a final judgment. I definitely don't just want to say something to say it, because if I don't know with at least 90% accuracy that I'm right, then it probably shouldn't be said or stated as fact until I know a little bit better. It says, for years, the singer avoided politics entirely, which is probably for the best, but her background in country music fueled speculation without evidence that she might be a Republican and a Trump supporter. In 2016, Vice reported on white supremacists who claimed Swift as an Aryan goddess. Swift broke her political silence in 2018, endorsing a Democratic opponent to Republican Senator Marsha Blackburn, whom Swift called Trump in a wig, in her home state of Tennessee. She openly supports LGBTQ rights and Black Lives Matter and condemned Trump during the 2020 protests following George Floyd's death. Okay, I'm not entirely sure what Trump necessarily had to do with George Floyd's death, but all right. Again, she's allowed to support whatever she wants, whether I agree or disagree with it. I would honestly, there's always going to be drama around, especially when you speak out, when you've been politically silent for that long and then all of a sudden come out and start saying things. And so I can definitely see that ever since she broke that silence, why there would be conspiracy theories setting this up. I think both sides have a semi, what's the word I'm looking for here? A semi valid, I suppose you could say, point they're trying to make, that the right and their conspiracy theories are just going too far and they're just making stuff up, and then that the right being seeing some of the stuff that has led up to this point, and then the Kansas City Chiefs actually winning, and the whole ordeal with her and Travis Kelce. So I can kind of see from both sides why each other kind of sees the other as wrong or incorrect and something like that. But again, at the end of the day, I don't see much on either side to heavily support either side, as one being more correct than the other. So unfortunately I can't really give a final verdict. But I mean, let me know what you guys think down below about the whole scandal, if there is a scandal or not. It did seem to come out of nowhere. I guess that's the only thing I can really say. I mean, it just seemed like there was nothing about it, and then all of a sudden they were a couple, and now the conspiracy theories are following. So I mean, I guess in that standpoint too, it was just kind of like, where in the world did that come from? I had never heard about them being together until getting closer to the Super Bowl. So, but maybe I'm just out of the loop of things. So yeah, let me know down in the comments what you guys think of the whole situation. If you have any other articles that I would be able to look at too as well, I'd love to read those just to kind of get a better understanding of what's going on there. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to leave a like, and I hope to see you guys around. Peace.